In the quiet streets of Lodhran, a city in Pakistan's Punjab province, lived a man named Mudassir Mahboob. To those who knew him, he was just a 30-year-old facing a common problem. He was unemployed. But beneath the surface of this ordinary man, a dark rage was growing. A few days before a wedding in the family, a bitter fight broke out between two households. Mudassir's family had gone to the bride's home demanding the wedding be stopped. The confrontation was loud, ugly, and final. The bride's family would not budge. Humiliated and rejected, Mudassir disappeared into the shadows. No one knew where he was, no one saw him coming, and no one could have predicted what he would do next. The story of Sidra is not just about a murder, it is about how a single marriage proposal, rejected because a man had no job, led to a brutal killing on what should have been the happiest day of a young woman's life. This is the story of the Lodhran bride. The story begins not in a salon, but in the close-knit, complex web of a Pakistani family. Sidra and Mudassir were cousins. In many cultures, such a match is not uncommon, seen as a way to keep wealth and connections within the family. Mudassir wanted to marry her. He had likely grown up with this expectation, this belief that Sidra was meant to be his. But the families said no. According to police reports, Sidra's parents had a simple reason for refusing his proposal. Mudassir was jobless. In a world where a man's ability to provide is paramount, he was found wanting. The family went ahead and arranged Sidra's marriage to another man. The wedding was set for Thursday, April 16, 2026. For Mudassir, this was not just a lost chance at love, it was a profound humiliation. The rejection was public. The wedding was an announcement to the world that he was not good enough. Days before the ceremony, Mudassir's family made a final, desperate attempt to stop the marriage. They went to Sidra's home and demanded the wedding be called off. The resulting fight was intense, leaving both families shattered and no room for reconciliation. From that moment, a plan began to form in Mudassir's mind. April 16, 2026, dawned like any other day, but for Sidra's family, it was a day of celebration. The morning was filled with the sounds of festive music, the aroma of cooking food, and the flurry of last-minute preparations. The Barat, the groom's wedding procession, was expected to arrive in the evening. Amid the chaos of happy chaos, Sidra went to a local beauty parlor for her bridal makeup. This was a normal, joyful part of any bride's day. She was likely filled with nerves and excitement, looking forward to seeing her future husband. But before Mudassir walked into that parlor, he did something chilling. He pulled out his phone, he opened TikTok, and he recorded a video. In that video, his face was hard, his eyes empty. He looked directly into the camera and said, "If you don't marry me, I swear to God we will both be reduced to dust in Rajapur." For those who do not know, Rajapur is the graveyard of Lodhran. It is the place where the dead are laid to rest. It is the final destination for those who have no tomorrow. With those words, Mudassir was not just threatening Sidra, he was promising that neither of them would live to see another day. He posted the video, then he pocketed his phone, and he walked toward the beauty parlor. He entered the beauty parlor. The details are murky, but eyewitnesses and police reports suggest he was in a fit of rage. He took Sidra hostage, then he pulled out a knife. In a moment of unimaginable horror, he attacked her. The attack was swift and merciless. Mudassir tortured Sidra before delivering the final blow. He slit her throat with the knife. Sidra died on the spot. The screams that must have filled that salon would have been a stark contrast to the joyous wedding music being prepared just a few streets away. In a single, brutal act, a day of celebration was turned into a scene of horror and grief. But the violence was not yet over. Immediately after killing Sidra, Mudassir turned the knife on himself. In a desperate attempt to end his own life, he slit his own throat and stabbed himself in the abdomen. He collapsed unconscious, in a pool of his own blood. He had kept his word. He had tried to reduce them both to dust in Rajapur. The brave staff at the beauty parlor, likely in a state of shock themselves, managed to overpower the suspect. They immediately alerted the police. Rescue teams and police rushed to the scene. They found a gruesome sight: a bride dead, her wedding dress stained with blood, and her attacker lying critically wounded beside her. Sidra's family's joy had turned to an unimaginable sorrow. Mudassir was first taken to the Lodhran district headquarters hospital. Due to the severity of his self-inflicted injuries, he was later referred to the Bahawal Victoria Hospital in critical condition. News of the murder spread quickly, sending shockwaves through Lodhran and across Pakistan. It was a chilling reminder of the extreme violence that can erupt from family and marriage disputes. The police registered a case against Mudassir Mehboob, his father, and 2 other unidentified individuals for their alleged involvement in the events leading up to the murder. So who was the real Mudassir Mehboob? He was not just a rejected suitor, he was a man who chose murder when his pride was wounded. The motive was not a moment of uncontrollable passion, it was a calculated act of revenge stemming from the deep-seated shame of being considered unworthy. His family tried to stop the wedding days before, and when that failed, he took matters into his own hands. His joblessness was the reason for the rejection. But his actions turned him from a man without a job into a cold-blooded killer. And before he committed the murder, he announced it to the world on TikTok. He named the graveyard where he intended them both to end up. He knew exactly what he was doing. Sidra's father, Sarfaraz Ali, filed the official complaint, setting the wheels of justice in motion. He had lost his daughter, and now he sought justice. Mudassir's fate hung in the balance. He was clinging to life in a hospital, but his eventual recovery would not mean freedom. It would only mean a date with the courts. The case is now in the hands of the Pakistani judicial system. Mudassir Mehboob, if he survives his wounds, will face trial for murder. But this story is bigger than one man's crime. It is a story of how family pressure, financial insecurity, and a culture that sometimes places more value on a man's status than a woman's life can lead to devastating consequences. It is a story of a young woman, Sidra, who was robbed of her future on her wedding day by a cousin she had probably known her entire life. And it is a warning. The most dangerous people are not always strangers lurking in the dark. Sometimes they are the ones sitting at the family table. And sometimes they post their intentions on TikTok before they strike.